Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Devon. Thank you so much for that. For those interested, requesting any type of videos, whether it be random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour or full playthrough, random thoughts, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. This is from Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle from 2018. Now, this is when there just had to be two Jungle Book movies. There was the Disney one, I think Jon Favreau did it, and then this one. Granted, that one, to be fair, I haven't seen the Disney one. But I've seen clips, I've seen footage. That's trying to be a remake of the actual animated Disney film. The songs, the story. This one, I think, is trying to be a bit more, if not, I don't know in story, but at least in tone with the book. I will say that this film I did not hate, except the CGI. The CGI was so fucking piss poor. But I would have a feeling that I would like this more than the Disney live-action Jungle Book movie. Because, like I said, I did see footage of that one. That one has better special effects. I wish those effects were in this movie. Because it's definitely, other than that, it is a dark story. I was kind of surprised at times how dark it got. And that caught me a bit off guard. I'm like, if I thought it was a bit dark, kids are going to be fucked up watching parts of this film, man. Now, there's not blood and gore or anything, but there's some stuff that made me go, oh shit. That was surprising. So I kind of appreciate that. Also, the kid who plays Mowgli, I saw footage of the kid in the Disney one. He just looked really bland and generic and lousy. I thought this kid actually did a good job in this. I want to give... I wrote down his name. And I think I did. I want to give him credit. Because I did think he did a decent job. Did I not write down his name? Because I'm bad with names. This was a, what is it? Yeah, Rohan Chand? Rohan Chand? I thought he actually did a pretty decent job. He was upset when he needed to be. He was frustrated when he needed to be. And Mowgli definitely goes through a series of emotions throughout the film. Made him easier to root for. And I guess I should mention this is directed by Andy Serkis, who does play a role in the film as well. And Andy Serkis, he's known for playing Gollum and some other stuff. Now, I guess other people were going or were in talks of directing the film. I think at one point Ron Howard maybe, and there's a few others, but never went to Andy Serkis. Now, Warner Bros. Released this, but I think... Why do I keep thinking this went like to Netflix or something? Anyway, I don't remember it getting a theatrical release of any sort. I think it was like Netflix... I can't remember. Anyway, the voice cast. For the most part, I didn't mind. Christian Bale as the Black Panther Bagheera, who is, I would say, the closest bond Mowgli has, where they're like brothers. And Christian Bale, I thought, did a good job. I like Christian Bale as an actor. I thought he brought a nice level of sympathy and emotion. You just hear that he cares for Mowgli. Benedict Cumberbatch as Shere Khan, I thought brought a nice intensity to his voice acting. fucked a little more than whoever the hell was in the Lion King remake. And I know those are not tigers, folks. I know they're lions. I'm saying big CG felines. The Lion King remake and Mufasa. They should have taken the page from Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm just saying. Andy Serkis voices Baloo. I wasn't really big on... Maybe just the way the character was done. Because in this one, Baloo is much more of a hard ass. He's more of like a drill sergeant. And the way Andy Serkis played it, I really didn't give a shit about his character. At all. Cate Blanchett as the snake. Ka. I thought she did a decent enough job. Can't remember all who played the wolves and other characters. Those are the ones that stick out to me, at least. So other than Andy Serkis, the other characters I thought did fine. Like, the actors did fine voicing those characters. The plot of the film... God, okay, so the setup is Shere Khan, the tiger, has killed humans, broken jungle law. Mowgli is all that's left. Christian Bale's character sees the kid, saves the kid, takes the kid to the wolves, would like protection. Ultimately, they give protection to the kid against Shere Khan, and they raise the kid. The kid grows up, and others ostracize him, saying you're not a wolf and all this. But his mom and dad, they try to help him up. He also has a brother. You also have this little albino wolf named Boot, which I think that's actually voiced by Andy Serkis' son. Or kid, at least. His kid, I should say. I can't remember his son or daughter. I should know the difference, but I don't know. I think maybe it's because something happened. I'll get to that. If you've seen the film, you know what I mean. Maybe let's try to leave that out of my brain. It's Andy Serkis' kid. And this ritual's coming up of this race, that if you succeed, and you don't get caught, you can become part of the pack. But Christian Bale wants Mowgli to be this part of this village that's over there of humans and belong with your kind, and you'll also be safe. Because sooner or later Shere Khan's going to want you and hunt you down. So he screws up the race for Mowgli. There's a whole thing dealing with the monkeys. Christian Bale and Andy Serkis try to help. Cate Blanchett saves Mowgli. One thing leads to another. He gets to the village, interacts with them, sense of belonging since he was cast out of the wolf pack, and not fucking NWO black and red and black, not that wolf pack. And the story goes on from there. But like I said, I appreciate that it didn't try to be a carbon copy of the Disney film. I mean, obviously, that'd be hard to do when you already have a Disney film that looks like just repeats that movie from back to the day. So I can appreciate it. My biggest issue is the CGI is garbage. Does Andy Serkis, instead of going for, okay, this is what animals of a Black Panther would look like, wolves would look like, he decided to go the motion capture route. So Christian Bale, the Black Panther, the face kind of tries to look like Christian Bale. The snake kind of tries to look like Cate Blanchett. The wolves try to look like, Shere Khan tries to look a bit like Benedict Cumberbatch. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's in this weird in-between where it doesn't look like the animal, and of course it doesn't look like the actors, so you're in this weird field. And I don't know what the budget of this film was, but it looked like it was cheaper. So just based on the effects. I got so scared of the effects, I'm hiccuping. But yeah, it was fucking awful. I mean, if you look at the Jungle Book, they may look tolerable compared to other films, but here, just they look like shit. But I said, I like the kid who played Mowgli. I thought he did well. I thought that, again, the voice acting by Christian Bale and Cate Blanchett, they did fine. But yeah, what I was a little bit impressed by was the story that it told of Mowgli. That really does show this kind of journey he entails where he can't quite feel like he belongs. Then when he thinks he belongs, then something else comes at him. I'm trying to be vague on it because I'm going to eventually talk about that shit. But, like I said, it made me feel for the lead character, which I can appreciate. And I did. Darker than what I thought it would be. I mean, I gotta get into spoilers because I'm being so damn vague. Spoilers throughout. From here on, spoilers. When Mowgli, Christian Bale purposely screws up Mowgli's chances. Baloo and Bagheera, Andy Serkis, Christian Bale, they get into a fight. And then that's when the Mowgli gets taken by these monkeys. The monkeys bring him to Shere Khan, and Shere Khan takes his, and like cuts into the kid's shoulder. Like, and you see blood pouring out. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's taking the Khan, cutting him up. What are you saying, man? God damn. Bert, give me a dream. What the fuck, dude? I'm like, okay, that's a bit intense. But the biggest one that I did not see coming. Heavy spoilers if you want to see this without knowing this. Because when you do know, it won't be as effective as it did for me. The character of Boot, very sweet, albino wolf, happy-go-lucky, optimistic, the runt, always picked on, always ostracized, always, but he's good friends with Mowgli. Mowgli is upset with all the stuff going on, so he snaps at Boot. Then when Boot leaves, Mowgli turns around and he apologizes, but Boot's not there. Then he goes through these things. He gets to the human village. And everything seems to be going fine. He's not sure about it at first, but then he starts to warm up to them and interact with them. And there's this guy who seems very kind, or I would say very kind, but he seems like he's not being like a dick or anything. He shows the kid how to cut into meat with a knife. Interacts with him, shows him stuff. Stop being a dick. Stop treating him like shit. One day Mowgli goes into a tent and it pans and there's Boot's head on a fucking wall. Because this guy's a hunter. And of course this guy doesn't know what's going on, but he's like, call my first albino. I'm like, powder? No, this is albino. So yeah, the cute, innocent Boot, which is more fucked up as Andy Serkis' kid. So technically, he like murdered his own kid in the fucking movie. So it's like, man, this little guy deserved better, man. He didn't even get to. Like, he was picked on, he was thrown out, he was shit on, they said, you're nothing. Mowgli didn't even get a chance to apologize. And then this little guy fucking dead. It'd be like if you did a Bambi movie and Thumper's head's on the fucking wall. Or, I don't know, you did a Ninja Turtle movie and then Raphael turns and there's Mighty, not just his fucking shell. Because what's inside is fucking gone. It's like, that horrifying. Like, Jesus Christ. That's gonna give nightmares to kids. So parents be warned on that. But I'm like, that's ballsy. I'm surprised. I am very surprised they did that. I went, and then I thought the kid who played Mowgli did it well, where he's stunned when the guy leaves. He's like shaking, and then he breaks down. Very good performance. And then pretty much realizing this guy's just as bad as Shere Khan, and then not knowing what the hell to do. Oh, another nice scene I like is when, before all that happens, and he first gets trapped in the village by this, he's like thrown into this cage, and he's begging for Christian Bale to help. And, you don't know what I'm going through. And Christian Bale's like, yeah, I do. He lifts his head up, and there's a star. And then he tells a story about how he used to be in a cage with humans. Something about like a rich prince, and he had a collar, and then he escaped. And as he puts it, gain their trust, little brother. And while he's trying out, Christian Bale ignores him because he still thinks Mowgli is safe here. But I thought that was a nice scene too. But yeah, after finding his buddy's fucking head, now he's like, okay. I mean, at that point in the film, he was ready to stay with the humans because he had been cast out. His wolf brother even came by and said, please come help. They didn't need me when I was cast away. But please come home. No, this is my home now. And you just see Mowgli's point of view. That's the thing. He's not being a dick. He's not being an asshole. You get Mowgli's point of view. I try to be with you guys. I got fucked over, and then you threw me out. More so when Shere Khan is ready to kill some of you, and I got some fire, and I steered him away, and the leader of the wolf pack told me to get the fuck out of Dodge. So, why? Because I saved your asses. But you didn't do it the wolf way. Because he's not a fucking wolf. You guys kept saying he's not a wolf. So, yeah, like, you get his point of view. And then pretty much he makes a plan with these elephants. Because the one elephant has a broken tusk because of the hunter. And Mowgli goes, I'll get you the hunter if you can help me get Shere Khan. So the elephants corner Shere Khan. Mowgli's able to outmaneuver Shere Khan. Wound the tiger a bit. The cavalry arrives. The wolf hits and saves Mowgli, the pack leader. The elephant gets his revenge, killing the hunter. Mowgli finds Shere Khan and kills him. The wolf pack leader's dead. And Mowgli becomes the next fucking Tarzan, the next fucking king of the jungle, the next fucking leader. Now, the ending may not seem as epic as other films would showcase. If the CGI bothers you, it doesn't get better. It does not get better. Sadly, like Christian Bale and Baloo, they didn't really do any, like Bagheera and Baloo, they didn't really do anything in the third act. So they said, you kind of wish there was other enemies, other things for them to actually do something instead of just standing there. I mean, I would have been fine if, they help Mowgli fight Shere Khan. And they work together. And then Mowgli gets to kill him below. Or something like that. But, I mean, it is what it is. And yeah, pretty much they go off to the jungle and they don't live their life and all that jazz, so. Again, I don't think this was bad. I didn't mind it for what it is. I don't know if it's a film I'd ever watch again. But it's a film that I thought the voice acting, for the most part, was pretty good. I don't care for the characterization of Baloo. I did it something different, but he just came off as too much of a dick. And I'm just so used to Baloo being one type. I did try and do something different. Sometimes it succeeds. This I thought was just a bit eh. Christian Bale I thought was really good. Mowgli, that kid I thought was really good. Yeah, I appreciate the darkness of it. I mean, Shere Khan is talking about how he drank Mowgli's mom's blood. You know, I drank that child's, his mother's blood. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So, I can appreciate that. The boot, I mean, that character. Part of me is like, man, that's really shitty. That character deserved better. But on the, I mean, flip side, it was ballsy, and if you don't have something to kickstart Mowgli to go on this, finishing this journey, that's a way to do it. I mean, part of me, I would think, well, I guess, no. It makes sense why he'd be more pissed at Shere Khan, because Shere Khan did kill his family, his parents, to be fair. And while he cared for Boot was still, a buddy, but, it's his parents, so. Yeah, he take care of Shere Khan, Elephant take care of the hunter. I thought the hunter's death seemed kind of anticlimactic. Elephant kind of just hits him, and then it's all off screen because, they can't be too violent. I don't know, you saw a disembodied head of a fucking cute albino wolf. But, I just, some battles you can fight, some battles you can't. So I didn't appreciate that. If the CGI was a lot better, I definitely would put this a higher rating. As is, if you're that curious about another different type of iteration of the Jungle Book, one that's more serious, and you can live with the crappy CGI, it's worth one watch. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.